Rangers win, baby. 5-1 over the New Jersey Devils in round one, game one of the 2023 Stanley Cup playoffs. And this was definitely a very good win for the Rangers. I'm very happy with this. And we knew this could be done. We knew this type of play could be done from the Rangers playing this style of hockey. The question really going in was, can they limit the turnovers? And my God, did they do that exceptionally well tonight? And it definitely was a big factor in why the Rangers ended up winning this game and manhandling the New Jersey Devils in this game one. And this is what we need going forward for the rest of the series. I understand that it's easier said than done for them to play like this for the entire series. But if as long as you do it for 4 wins here out of 7, then you're in a spot to win. And honestly, I think that they're very capable of doing it. They are very capable of doing it. And I said going into this that this was not going to be easy for either team. And the Rangers made it look easy tonight, at least. So hopefully that could be the case going forward. Very physical game as well, or at least from the Ranger side of things, because you have Damon Severson. How about him being an absolute just coward? I couldn't think of the right word for a second outside of swearing there, but he was an absolute coward. Barclay Goodrow, he's face planting him into the ice, and then when Barclay Goodrow is able to get up, he says, "Let's go," and Damon Severson goes skating on over to the bench. Just was hilarious to say, but very few mistakes in this game, very few turnovers, and yeah, just a very good overall game. There's a lot to like, and I couldn't even fit the amount, as you can see, we got a new post-game graphic. I couldn't even fit, as you can see, I have the stats page, couldn't even fit Igor Shesterkin into the graphic because of the fact that this many players ended up getting at least 1 point tonight. Tried to put everyone that got a point. I wanted to sneak Igor in, but I unfortunately couldn't because of how my players got a point and contributed. And this was what we needed. Contributions from top to bottom in the lineup, and they got it. I'm very, very proud of the team tonight. We're going to talk very in depth with this game. We got a lot to discuss here. This is probably going to be a long post-game show, so buckle up, be ready. If you do enjoy this, be sure to leave a like on the live stream / video. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans. Turn on your notifications so you know when I upload a video or go live next on the channel. But let's talk about this game. So first period, Trocheck takes an offensive zone penalty right off the rip, and he goes off for a tripping penalty. Wasn't happy at all because, 1, you can't take an offensive zone penalty, especially come playoff time. 2, that early in the game. And 3, New Jersey loves to be on the power play. Not good. But the Rangers limit New Jersey to no shots on the power play in that first one, at least. Or maybe it's something that lasts throughout the entire game, which we'll talk more about. But big kill there for the Rangers, and they gain some momentum from it, and they end up scoring as Keandre Miller makes a nice feed to Vladimir Tarasenko down low, and Tarasenko makes a nice little move to bury it around Vitek Vanacek. That is Vladimir Tarasenko's first of the playoffs, of course, from Keandre Miller and Artemi Panarin. Rangers go up 1-0 early. Fox then goes off for a holding penalty. Again, the penalties definitely were a problem, but I thought that call in playoff hockey, some of the calls on both sides, to be honest with you, were just weak. And then towards the end of this one, you have Keandre Miller blatantly clipped in the face by Miles Wood, and he's bleeding. Nothing called. Anyway, I digress. But Mika gets a chance shorthanded, denied, and the Rangers with another penalty kill where they did not allow a single shot on goal. Very big right there. Ryan Liggett hits the crossbar on an opportunity, and the Rangers cut the pressure on, and it eventually paid off as Panarin gets tripped up by Miles Wood. I think that was actually an offensive zone penalty by Miles Wood, if I'm not mistaken. But the Rangers would go on the power play, and they would convert on the power play as Kreider wins the draw, which that was something that I wanted to note because, yeah, you had Chris Kreider have to jump in for the draw, and he wins it cleanly. And then they get going, cycle the puck. Fox fires it down low to Kreider. Kreider tips it in, makes it a 2-0 game. Artemi Panarin picks up his second assist on that goal as well. Again, Rangers go up 2-0. Igor then makes a big stop on Nico Hischier in front of the net. Mika and Kreider get a 2-on-1. Can't convert on that. Schneider then goes off for a high sticking penalty towards the end of the period, even though Timo Meier was clearly hit with his own stick, but I digress. And I thought that the Rangers played a great first period. That was pretty much it for the first there. Thought it was a great first period. Shots were 10-7 in favor of the Rangers. I thought in the final few minutes, they played a bit loose. They got a bit shaky there and gave New Jersey some opportunities that they shouldn't have. But still, overall, a very good first period. And that's what you need from them going forward. Let's see if they carry in the second. And they did for the most part. As they finished killing off that penalty, again, no shots on that. Mikkola then has some nice plays on Hischier and Hughes. Huge defensive stops there as he's diving his body across. He's breaking up plays, making Hughes go flying into the goal. Love it. Miller then has a bad turnover, and Nico Hischier almost scores off of that. Igor then makes a huge stop on Tomas Tatar. Mott gets a chance alone in front of the net, and he gets denied on that. Nice little shift there by that fourth line. Hughes beats Mikkola after Schneider turned the puck over, and Igor makes a stop on that. Halla goes off for a holding penalty. Laffy ends up tipping one in, and nope, they call it back as that was touched with a high stick. So unfortunately, not 3-0, but they would make it 3-0 pretty much right after, as the Rangers started to put the pressure on. Kind of halfway through the second is when they really got their legs going again this period. And Fox sets up Ryan Lindgren, who somehow, someway, Ryan Lindgren, who struggles to score as it is, he somehow just gets it by Vitek Vanacek's head, and he makes it a 3-0 game. Filipino with an assist on that, along with Adam Fox. Tyler Mott goes off for playing the puck with his hand in the faceoff dot. You can't do that, especially in the playoffs. Dumb penalty to take. And the Rangers, yet again, hold New Jersey to no shots on that penalty kill. Quiet. Goudreau and Miller also had a 2-on-1 on that. Could convert, but still. I loved that on 2-on-1s, they're starting to actually shoot the puck more instead of just trying to go for the pass when the passing lane's closed off. I really love that they were doing that a lot tonight. But second period comes to a close. I thought that was a okay period. Thought they had a little bit of a rough start to the period, but they really got their game going. And even with that rough start, it's like they allowed a lot of chances for New Jersey. New Jersey was peppering a lot of chances tonight in general, in my opinion. I thought the only reason they outshot the Rangers was because of that. Because to be honest with you, I thought the Rangers made Igor's life very easy tonight. And I don't think anyone's disagreeing with that. We go to the third period, though. Igor makes a nice glove save on Ryan Graves. Igor then with another big stop on Palat that time. Only the third period is when they really kind of made Igor's life a little bit. Yeah. Graves then hits the post on opportunity. McLeod goes off for grabbing the visor. So yeah, you got two abnormal penalties in the same game, which was just funny to me how McLeod got a grabbing the visor penalty and then Mott playing the puck with a hand. And then the Rangers end up scoring on that power play yet again as Fox fires it and Chris Kreider tips it in yet again. Patrick Kane with an assist on that goal as well. And then, unfortunately, Keandre Miller, not a good play there. And unfortunately, Hughes gets a breakaway. Trouba has to take a penalty, and Hughes gets a penalty shot for that one, and he ends up scoring on the penalty shot. So Igor Shesterkin, unfortunately, his shutout comes to an end. But I'm not mad that it took them a penalty shot to end up scoring. So that's the case. And then New Jersey thought they had a chance to come back in this game, so they pulled the goalie, and Filipino gets the dagger to make it a 5-1 game with the empty net goal. And that was assisted by Kakko and Fox. So as you can see next to me with the stats, Kreider finishes with 2 goals, no assists, 2 points. Panarin, no goals, 2 assists, 2 points. Fox with 4 assists on the night for 4 points. Very good night for Adam Fox. Lindgren with a goal for his point. Miller and Hedel, or Miller getting an assist. Same goes for Kakko and Kane. They all get 1 point. And then you get goals from Hedel and Tarasenko there as they all get 1 point, 1 goal each. Very, very pleased with the Rangers' effort. This was definitely one where the nerves were there because it's a playoff game. But if this was a regular season game, man, I'm watching this one stress-free because this was one where the Rangers just didn't allow much. The only complaint that I have is I would have liked for them to have tested Vitek Vanacek a little more than they did. They did get some good chances when they got chances, but there just wasn't enough. If I'm going to complain about one thing and nitpick one thing, but that's really all I'm going to complain about. And then when it comes to this Rangers forward group, I don't have a single negative thing to say except for one player, and that's Patrick Kane. I got to be honest, not happy with Patrick Kane's game at all. I already saw in the comments a lot of people going after Kane, and I have to agree. He definitely kind of no-showed tonight, and he didn't even look engaged at all. And it's definitely worrisome considering the fact that we saw this in the regular season from him, and we thought, okay, maybe come playoff time, he'd turn it up. There's still obviously time for him to turn the page and change that, and hopefully he does, and quickly. But definitely a concerning night for Patrick Kane, if we're being honest here. He's the only forward that I'm not really pleased with tonight, but the rest of the forward group, very, very happy with what we saw. That first line didn't look great 5-on-5. Kreider looked good on the power play. Not really noticeable 5-on-5. Zibanejad brought it on both sides of the puck, though. I'm very happy with what we got from Mika Zibanejad tonight. And then Patrick Kane, of course, on that line as well. You need more. You need more. And that was one of my concerns going in, is that line 5v5 wasn't really generating a lot. But let's hope that they could get it going 5v5. The second line, though, just very, very good effort there from the second line. Panarin, Trocheck, Tarasenko. Very happy with that line. They got a couple of shifts sustained in the offensive zone. And, of course, Panarin with 2 points. Tarasenko, I got the jersey on for a reason. I had a good feeling about Vladdy tonight, and he ends up potting one. Very happy with that. And then Trocheck, he didn't get on the score sheet, but I loved Vinny Trocheck's game. Throwing bod, and he was also the commitment by the Rangers this entire game to block shots was like, I haven't seen that type of effort to block shots since the Torts era. Didn't even get to those stats, by the way, which I'll quickly get to before I jump back to how the players performed. Shots were 28-23 in favor of the Devils, 52-48 in the faceoff dot in favor of the Devils. Rangers power play 2 for 3. The Devils power play went 0 for 4. Hits 32-30 in favor of the Rangers. Block shots 23-12 in favor of the Rangers. Yeah, that was one of the difference makers. 3 giveaways for the Rangers, 13 for the Devils. Another difference maker, because the Rangers also they fed off of those turnovers that they forced from New Jersey, which helped them quite a bit to generate some scoring chances as well. But yeah, and then the third line, kid line, very pleased. They barely got on the score sheet. It took an empty net goal for them too, but they look good, and they got a lot of good offensive zone pressure. I'm very happy with what we got from the kid line. I got no complaints. And then the fourth line, Barclay Goodrow is making $3.6 million for the playoffs. The amount of little details that he put into this game. He did not get on the score sheet, but I cannot stress enough how good Barclay Goodrow was in this game. Just whether it's little things like on the penalty kill, pinning the puck against the boards just to kill extra time, whether it's going in there, taking guys on 3-on-1 to make sure the puck gets in deep, make sure that the penalty gets killed off, blocking shots, the commitment there, getting sticks in the passing lane. Barclay Goodrow shined out of everyone on that fourth line. The fourth line was great, but Barclay Goodrow was definitely the hero of that fourth line, and he was definitely the hero. He would have been the player of the game, to be honest with you, if it wasn't for one other player, which we're going to talk about on the blue line, because, man, that fourth line was rolling tonight. And then, although you could argue in goal, you had the player of the game as well, but I'm giving my player of the game personally to Adam Fox, 4 points. And I have not seen Adam Fox throw bod the way he did tonight. He was throwing bod a couple times, and I was like, okay, Adam Fox throwing bod? Okay. All right, let's go. Fire me up. And I loved it. I loved him. He was committed to blocking shots too. He was credited with 4. Adam Fox had a hell of a game. And his partner, Ryan Lindgren, certainly did as well. Very good game from the both of them. I love what we got from that pair. Trouba and Miller definitely had some moments where they didn't look great, but there were moments where they did look great. It was definitely a up and down game, but of course they were the ones that allowed that one scoring chance that the Devils ended up getting that penalty shot goal on, that being Jack Hughes. But they still didn't have an awful game. And then Schneider and Mikkola. Mikkola had actually a very under the radar game, in my opinion. And then Schneider, I thought, too, had a pretty solid game. Happy with what we got from them. And then Igor Shesterkin, he deserved the shutout. But unfortunately, he doesn't get it. I'm very happy, though, with what we got from Igor Shesterkin. Very happy with what we got from the Rangers overall in this game, and they take a 1-0 series lead, which huge. But obviously, there is still work to be done. You don't win the series after winning one game, and I know that's the mindset in the locker room because these guys know what it takes to win a playoff series. These guys they're calm, they're cool, collected. They're all those things. They're professionals, and they know what it takes. Just love the culture in that room, and they know that, yeah, we got a 7:30 puck drop coming up on Thursday, and that's where the mind is now. Let's celebrate a little bit here this win, but let's get ready for game 2 now, and let's find a way to be better than we were because they were great. They were great, and it's hard to be better than they were tonight. But that's just the type of locker room that they got, that they're going to be looking to somehow get better. And if they could somehow get better, I mean, this series is going to be a problem for New Jersey. I could say that for sure. But yeah, stealing one early on the road was huge. You needed desperately to at least split. So that's another thing that I'm happy about. You got the one win out of the way because if you lost game 1 here, then you really would have had pressure to win game 2. Now there's not so much pressure to win game 2. And I think that that's going to help them mentally as well going into game 2, because if they were down 1-0, they maybe would have tried a little bit too much to get too crazy with it. So going up was huge in my opinion early in the series. And yeah, game 2 on Thursday night, 7:30. So I'm annoyed that we got to wait the extra half hour for puck drop there. But let's hope that they could somehow steal 2 on the road, get back to the Garden with that 2-0 series lead. And then the Devils got to walk in to MSG, hearing Bob O'Reilly blast through the arena, hear the Garden crowd erupting, and they're not going to know what to do. So let's hope we could get that. Now let's get the chat. See what you guys have to say. Adam Fox thinking he's Chris Pronger. Yeah, that game from Adam Fox was just unreal. I'm very happy with Adam Fox tonight, and just so many little details in his game tonight. And the amount that they neutralized the Devils' speed. We knew it was possible, like I said earlier on. But wow, did they execute that just nearly to perfection there. Let's see if they can do it again. Tampa crushed Toronto. What's the score in that game now? Last I saw it was 6-2. What's going on there? 7-3 final. Oh, Toronto. Oh, Toronto. Wow. That's another team that's going to have to find a way to turn the page. Go back to your Kane comment. Yeah, I'll check after I read this comment quickly. Did great tonight. Gotta do the same game too. Shoot the puck. Shoots the puck. Agree, Godfather. 100%. 100% agree. I'm assuming this was your comment about Kane. Maybe it's his lack of confidence, and he's pretty old, and maybe he feels more comfortable in Windy City, and I could understand, but I'm still disappointed. Cord, do you agree? Hope Kaner will bounce back. I could see that, but it's hard for him because he spent his entire career 16 years in one place. It's hard to make that adjustment. But at the same time, he's a Hall of Fame player. He's got to find a way. He's got to find a way to bring the effort. And it's one thing if he was giving the effort and he wasn't converting, because then it's like, okay, at least we're noticing you out there game in and game out, and we're seeing you put the effort in. My problem with this is you're not even seeing him, like, he's not even skating out there. He's looking sluggish. He's gliding out there. He's not really helping out on either side of the puck at all. It's like, I don't know. I'm a little worried. I got to be honest. Got to be honest. But again, there's still plenty of time for him to turn the page here and get things going. So let's hope. Yeah, agree. You don't need Kane to be what he was in those Chicago runs. He doesn't have to be a point per game player, but as long as he's at least giving an effort, like I said, that makes the world of difference. Yep, Barker Goudreau, I raved about him a few minutes ago. He was great. Very happy. All I heard was Ranger fans saying "Let's go Rangers" and chanting Igor's name. I didn't really hear any other chants, but man, was it nice because you heard them taunting Igor when they got that early power play, trying to get in his head, trying to get to him like it's Pittsburgh all over again. We're a year removed now. So I mean, I'd love to feel that way, but there's still work to be done this series. We can't celebrate yet. The only thing I will say is if any of the Devil fans were saying that they were going to sweep the Rangers in the series, someone check in on those guys right now because yeah, but again, there's still plenty of work to be done. So we gotta focus on that. Gotta focus on that. Yeah, definitely. I mean, this win should spark momentum for the Rangers because this was a huge win and a statement that, yeah, we're not here to mess around. And yeah, we can. All the concerns that everyone had going into the series about the Rangers not being able to neutralize New Jersey's speed, they answered those questions tonight. And I'm sure, though, New Jersey in game 2 is going to come out and they're going to have a plan to try and beat it. But if the Rangers just stick to their game and don't let New Jersey make those adjustments. But the question is, how many adjustments is New Jersey going to make? Because their game is just speed, 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 and scoring in transition. There's not much they're going to be able to do if the Rangers keep playing like this. So that's the question. What are the Devils capable of playing another way here? And if they're not, and the Rangers give this effort for the rest of the series, we could be talking New Jersey packing their bags early. But again, we'll have to wait and see in game 2. So far, I'm 1 for 1, though, with predictions here with how this series was going to go game by game. Because I had the Rangers winning game 1. So we're 1 for 1. Played physical in the first, and then the second you sat back and dropped below your blue line neutral zone, baby. Yeah. I would have liked a better effort in the third, but even then you could tell all game, especially the fourth line, their goal was to get pucks below the goal line and to grind them in the corners. And this is what I was saying. This is what C-Jets was saying on the podcast. This is what Nick was saying on the podcast. This is what Statboy Steven, Ice Cold Takes. We were all saying this on the podcast. Get pucks along the boards. The Rangers are the more physical team. They are the bigger team. They're going to win that way by wear and tearing them down along the boards and winning those board battles. And we saw it tonight. Yep. 100%. 100%. And yeah, that's the thing. That's what my point is. Are the Devils going to be capable of matching that physicality? Because if they aren't, which we have not seen them prove that they are capable of that, because one, they don't have playoff experience. Two, they've played one way throughout the regular season to get where they are now. So we haven't seen if they can match that. That's an unknown because we just don't know. But if New Jersey cannot match the physicality and they can't get to our level there, they're going to be going home early. It's that simple. Devils showed their speed, but it wasn't good enough. It's playoff hockey. That's why their game is slower, because players are more physical and jerky or overconfident, like cocky. I don't know how to put it. Yeah, this was something that Nick and I have talked about both on the podcast and off the podcast, that they're an overconfident, cocky group in New Jersey. And they better have been humbled tonight if they want to come back and win the series, because if they're not humbled from tonight, again, going to be a long series for them, and they're going to be going home quickly. Well, I shouldn't say it's going to be a long series. It will feel long for them because of how much the Rangers are going to push them around. And those 4 or 5 games, whatever it may end up being, will feel long for them. But yeah, they definitely neutralize the speed. Um, the power play wasn't an issue tonight. I don't think they're going to make a change at all. The power play was fine. Yep, 100%. And even when a defenseman did jump in and take a chance, you saw how quick they were at getting back. They were reading the plays very well. But the series is going 6 or 7. Again, if New Jersey struggles to make adjustments here, which again is an unknown, I'm not here saying that no, they can't make adjustments. I'm not saying here, yeah, they can. But if they struggle to make adjustments after this one, I don't know how long of a series this is going to be. And yeah, this was something that I touched on earlier. Them blocking shots. And I was saying it throughout the entire game. I was like, I didn't realize John Tortorella's back behind the bench with the shot blocking, because that played such a huge factor in tonight's win. And yeah, if Gaudreau gives this type of effort on a night-to-night basis here in the playoffs, nah, you're not moving him. And I'll tell you right now, there's no reason to move him, considering the whole idea to move him was to potentially bring back Kane and Tarasenko. If Kane's not going to give that type of effort, yeah, I'm sorry, but and yeah, Kane looked good on the power play. Agree. Yeah, it looked like a well-oiled machine. And another thing that I loved was how much puck support there was from one another. There was just it was just so nice to watch them support one another with the puck, supporting the puck carrier, getting the puck in deep, getting after it. And if they weren't going to dump the puck in to create a forecheck, you just saw them carry it up as a unit, like I talked about that they need to do, instead of forcing the stretch pass. And it worked. It worked. I don't think it's. I think somebody actually said that Game 3 is not on MSG. It's only on ABC. So unfortunately, yeah, it might be worth it to spend the money on the tickets there if you haven't already, because yeah, the national broadcast won't be fun. Agree. I thought Mikko and Schneider were a great defensive pair tonight. Honestly, we just look like a totally different team from the regular season version of this team. It was really night and day. Yeah, 1,000% agree. 1,000%. On Statboy Stevens' space between periods 1 and 2, someone mentioned how they thought the Rangers were trapping to go on, make adjustments. It definitely looked like at times that they were trapping. You noticed a couple times that they had three guys back. I don't know if they were trapping just because they had the lead, but regardless, I mean, it worked. It worked. And how, like someone commented earlier, how funny would it be if we trapped against them when their entire brand is winning those cups because of the trap? We didn't cheat the game. We took care of business in our own end first, then went to work on offense. We really committed to the grind, and that's the way we have to play to win the cup. Couldn't have said it better myself. Couldn't have said it better myself. Have a good night, Rocco. Appreciate you stopping by. We got 23 likes, 46 people watching. What are we doing? Get the likes up for a huge Rangers dub. And man, I gotta say, the one thing that I'm very happy about is not having to deal with Devil fans in the chat right now. Gotta say that. I think this is actually a fair point. I think this was their best effort out of any playoff game, like between last year and then obviously now this year. Yeah, I think that this was their best playoff win. I really do. The only argument I'd maybe have is game 1 against Tampa in the conference final, but even then, I think this effort was better. I really do. I was very happy. And yeah, I agree. Like you guys are saying, this is nothing like the regular season. And if, listen, are we going to have, this could be, if this is the way it's going to be, are the Rangers just going to be that team that just coast into the playoffs every year and then they just turn it into another gear come playoff time? Is that what we're going to be? I'm not complaining as long as they do. Because obviously, again, there's still work to be done. But we'll see. And yeah, I don't understand how they missed that high stick and call at all. I don't understand it, but again, the refs were just abysmal all night. I thought on both sides that they were atrocious, so it's not just one way. But I mean, like some of these calls, you'd think for a playoff game they'd let it go. But then when it's a blatant thing like a high stick to the face, I don't understand. Yeah. We just took a page out of Tampa's playbook there. Turn it up. That's why I said after I said it, Anthony, that we'll see because there's still work to be done. That's why I said that. But again, we'll see. We'll see. I hope that I'm right and that's the case, that they turn it up here and that this will be the way it is, but obviously work to be done. I disagree with this, Richard. I disagree completely. I don't think that it would have been a different game with the special team difference, because the Devils had more power play opportunities too. The Rangers were just that good on the penalty kill, and they were that good defensively tonight. Yep, 100%. 1 down, 15 to go. 1 down, 15 to go. Sorry if I came off as overconfident to you guys, but because that's not my intention at all. I do not want to. I don't want to be a Devils fan here and get cocky. Yeah, the officiating across the board this postseason has been ridiculous. Like that, I don't understand that Dumba hit being reverted from a 5-minute major. Like, I understand if the original call on the ice wasn't, but I don't understand what they saw to revert that. You had some horrendous calls in that Canes Islanders game. Like, the officiating has been piss poor across the board this postseason. Yeah, fair point. Fair point, too. Because you have to capitalize on the opportunities that you get on the special teams. One team did tonight, the other team didn't. Look at the Carolina game. Nobody's saying a word about the Carolina Hurricanes saying, oh, well, they only scored on the power play, so that win's no good. I don't hear anyone saying that. No, it's they took advantage of the power play opportunities they got, and they win the game. That's what it came down to. And yeah, cautiously optimistic. That's the way I'd put it. Because this was very impressive. Well, whoever it was that got on them definitely deserves a reward in my eyes. And yeah, proud that the team played defense. Exactly. Let's see. What are your predictions looking at Jack Hughes going forward in game 2 and game 3? Your thoughts? He looked to be the only one locked in for the Devils. Again, I really can't even answer this because as much as I'd love to be able to outlook what game 2, game 3, game 4, 5, 6, 7, however many games there are in the series would look like, I can't foreshadow that because one, it's the playoffs. Anything could happen. Two, I cannot foreshadow, especially a inexperienced New Jersey team. It's not like Carolina, who has been there, done that. And it's like, yeah, okay, they know how to make adjustments. They know how to get to another gear. Tampa Bay, they know how to turn it into another gear. They have a comeback ability. And then on the other side, Toronto, they've been there, done that. They choke year in and year out. So with this New Jersey team, it's just a wild card right now. I don't know. Yeah, exactly, Joe. It's amazing to me. You'd think NHL playoffs, they have the best officials, but piss poor officiating across the board. If this is the best that you got, you really need to look into your referee, your officiating across the entire league. I think the reason this didn't matter as much is because who is New Jersey going to put that shutdown line of Heischer? Who else is on that line? I already forgot who was on that line with Heischer, but regardless, that's their shutdown line, the Nico Heischer line. What line do you put up against when the Rangers have 3 lines that could generate offense at will? Do you put it out there against the first line? Or do you do the second line? Or do you do the kid line who has the ability to score? That's really the difference. And that's where you have to give Chris Drury credit for adding as much depth as possible to this team. This is a fair point, yeah. Like game 1 usually has a lot of brutal calls. Winnipeg's up 2-0 right now. Something to look out for. Yeah, I thought Heischer had a good game for New Jersey. I like Heischer's game more than Hughes. When it comes to the Devils' perspective, I think that Heischer had a better game than Hughes. Yeah, Dougie Hamilton, he gets bounced around a lot, and Carolina is one of the better defensive teams in the league, and they let Dougie Hamilton walk. That says something, my opinion. I would, but I don't know if I'm gonna get copyrighted, so unfortunately, I'm not going to run the chance of that scenario. But I could look on Twitter at some of the post game comments. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, that Tampa series last year was a huge learning experience for this team. Took a page out of their book. And I was saying this to Nick off the air that hey, Andrew Brunette walked through the door there and they got to take a page out of Tampa's book. Tampa swept the Florida Panthers last year, and the Devils are very similar to how the Panthers were last year. They had to take a page, and looked like tonight at least. We'll see if they could do it going forward, of course, for the remainder of the series. But they took a page out of Tampa's book, it seems like, and sure as hell is paid off. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, I'm loving Vlad's effort, 100%. I want to say just Kane because Panarin's a badge I gave it tonight. They gave an effort tonight. Oh, it was a badge I guess didn't get on the score sheet, huh? But regardless, he was at least noticeable. Kane, if he gets going and actually gets noticeable, you and I both freak. I couldn't even stomach dinner tonight with how much I was nervous. Even with the 2-0 lead during the first intermission, I go to eat dinner and I'm still just like with the fork in my hand, like that's the question now. Like I've been saying, will game 2 be the hardest? Will it? What adjustments is New Jersey going to make? Can they make an adjustment? Do they have another level they could reach? All this is a question mark. Yeah, Steve. Let's hope. Let's hope that they could give it for 3 more wins here. Let's hope that we could get 3 more wins like this. Granted, I don't care how they win this series, to be honest. I just want them to win the series, of course. But if they play like this, we'll get out of here quicker. So let's hope. Game 2 is always the hardest to win after game 1, and I completely agree. Yeah, because the only thing I could say with New Jersey that I know for a fact is I question if they can make the adjustments and what level they can reach, but you know for sure that all those inexperienced guys have the playoff jitters. They probably have them worn off for game 2, and it's more just going to be trying to get back to what they could do. But again, we'll see. Carolina's picking up where they left off last postseason. Their value wasn't so much the scoring, but neutralizing momentum going against them. Gauntlem's out when the ice is tilting. Yes. Very good point, Joe. Very good point. And yeah, my brother was saying, he was like, the Caroline's been kind of just okay tonight. And I'm like, I gotta disagree. I think that they've been really good, especially when it comes to both sides of the puck. I think they've been very good. Let's see. I think if we win game 2, then game 3 will be the hardest. I think next game they'll try to play the same game because it's not like they played bad. We just played better. Yeah. Yeah, 1,000% agree with this. But it's the one game at a time mentality that they got to have. Yeah, 100%. But again, they're an inexperienced group. Do they have the ability? It's a necessity to be able to adapt, but do they have the ability to adapt is the question. I don't know. But we've been going for nearly 50 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. Very, very impressive game 1 win for the Rangers. Let's hope that they could carry this over in the game 2 and come back to the Garden with a 2-0 lead. Split isn't the end of the world if they are split in the series. Granted, depends how they lose game 2 if they do lose, because if they lose game 2 in an embarrassing fashion, then obviously there's a cause for concern. But if they play well and New Jersey just is the better team, then I'm not mad at that point. But still work to be done. That's 1 of 15. That's 1 of 4 for the series. One series at a time. So we'll go with 1 of 4 instead of 1 of 15. But I'm ready for Thursday already. Get me the puck drop on Thursday. But all right. I appreciate all of you guys stopping by. Means the world. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's go, Rangers.